Retrospective. What I've learned in 2014 was we first focused on 1 Peter 3 about inner beauty, and most of this year consisted of inner beauty. And throughout or the beginning of the year, we did a lot where we had to evaluate ourselves that outer beauty is important, but not as important as inner beauty. So we did this year. The tasks in the beginning were more related to being gentle. Like the women of God need to be gentle. They need to be kind. They need to be calm. And in this year, we've gone through this to evaluate ourselves, to see if we're patient enough, if we get excited easily, if we change our appearance when we have a bad day or when we going through difficult times. And in the beginning of this year, we did a lot about how to be quiet, how to listen, how to be gentle. And the start, it was a change for me, because I used to be aggressive. I used to be impulsive. Every time something happened I was that was displeasing to me, I would get aggressive. So the start of the year already made a big impact on me, because I started changing from the beginning of the year. That's why when I talk about inner beauty, to be gentle is the first thing that comes to me, because that was the first step of me changing. With the gentleness and being calm and everything from the inside that you had to do to change, to be more gentle, to be a woman of God that is pleasing to God, um, we had to our bad habits, we had to change to good habits. So what helped with being gentle, being calm, showing kindness, it played a big role, because everything you were doing bad, you had to change and doing good. And the same thing with when you were being aggressive and you were being loud and showing your anger, you had to be the opposite. And the same was with good and bad habits. Um, Bad habits, everything you were doing wrong to your body, to every area of your life, and you had to change it. And in these months, you start doing something good instead of doing what you used to. And throughout the year, this has been happening. Not just because the fact that you started it made it continue until the end. Just like when we start doing something good, changing what is bad, it becomes a habit, and then you start doing it automatically. So this is how you start changing. And the beginning of this year, when we started with inner beauty, that is what stood out for me the most. This is what I've learned, that everything that was bad changed to be good instead. So that's how the year started. A lot of tasks we received, also where we had to ask those who are close to us, ask our loved ones, what it is that we need to change about ourselves. Because usually what we hear from those who are close to us will make us think, will make us want to change, because a family member who knows you and sees what you're doing bad, it's more effective than someone who just randomly met you, and you won't want to change. But if you know that this person knows me, knows that what I'm doing is wrong and would help me, so what they say would be an honest opinion about what it is or we were doing wrong. And this was effective because it made me think and evaluate myself even more. And this is bad. So what can I do to change? What can I do to not just be good to my family, but to everyone around me? Goodness would shine, because it doesn't help. I put on makeup, I get dressed, and on the inside I'm dirty. It doesn't make sense. So the help I received from my family members, it helped me. So that was my bad habit. That's what everything bad inside, I made it a priority to change, because what is the point? And what is inner beauty if you're afraid to want to change. We had a lot of events this year, so we saved more souls, and it was fun. Like every event, we knew what the task would be, which would be to save souls, to invite as many women as possible, not only women, like with the other events we had in February, like the All Answers event, we had to invite souls as well. So this year it was a lot of giving of free time, giving more of ourselves. And one of the tasks that also stood out in regard to giving was when we had to do the goodness to others, and we had to give, not just, I mean, it was give to others, give gifts, give time, give give of yourself. And this was fun because we used to giving by evangelizing, and this year we did a lot of events, so we were evangelizing more. And so when we had the task of goodness to others, it was fun because it was selective of who we had to give to, but it wasn't just about giving gifts. It was giving time, giving of yourself, which a lot of the time you'd say, "Oh, I'm so busy. I had so many things to do, and the year is crazy because we have to evangelize. We have to do this and that, do that." There was a lot of activities this year, and and a lot of the times I'd also find myself like, "Oh, I can't because I have to spend time, I have to work, I have to spend time with the family." But when it came to goodness, it was natural. It felt natural because we were giving so much this year. So it was also one of the tasks that I had fun doing because I liked giving. I like giving now as well. So it was fun, and it's one of the tasks that stood out. Seeing people happy by the time you spent with them, by giving them a gift, because normally you wouldn't, but it made you realize that the smallest things count, even if it's just a hug, random hug, or just showing appreciation. And that made me realize that even if I just spent a few minutes of my day just to call someone, just to find out how they're doing, that is me giving too. So this year it was a lot of giving, evangelizing, bringing those who were lost, rescuing those who were lost, bringing them back. And that was fun. It was fun. Also in the Sunday school when we had to it was the weekly task. We had to bring someone back, and we had to help out in the Sunday school. And it was Sunday school personally was a challenge at first, but I learned to love it. And every time I went there, I was more energized and playing with the kids and teaching them. So that was giving. This year was giving, inner beauty, gentleness, showing that God can use you much more by you changing inside first. Instead of giving to others, there was the task where we had to give to ourselves. I don't usually do things for myself, even though it was good for my business and for myself, because it made me realize that I can help people. The next task that was really fun for me was something that only you can do for yourself that was important. So I did the looks of the day, which was I was shy at first, but I overcame that by making these looks. So I was taking pictures of my looks every day, and it was fun, and it was important that I do it for my business to make the ladies see that they can be discreet and look nice. So this was fun, and this was making me come out of my shell, getting out of the comfort zone. The highlight of this year was the task of facing your fears. Um, this was a challenge, and it was a highlight because it really made me think. And we had Miss Marsha over, who also helped us understand it even more. So what I got was anything that is blocking you from changing, from overcoming a hard obstacle you were facing. Um, that is you facing your fears up off confronting your battle, confronting what it is that's blocking you. And this was, in my case, it was the fear of the future, because I didn't know how to make the next step, and if I made the next step, would I succeed, or will I not? And this was it was a fear, because every time I was asked, so what do you see yourself as, or what's going to happen in the future, it was like I was getting, it was something that made me anxious. The next highlight was raising our standards. It was the task that I had the most fun with, because you wa- I wanted to do more, and as the closer we got to the end of the year, the tasks were more intense, in the sense that it made me think, like, what is it that that I need, or the decisions I need to make. And these, first with facing our fears and raising our standards, came right afterwards, and it made me realize, it made me think and realize, what is it that I need to improve in. And there were, I think I did, instead of 3, I did 4, because I wanted to do more. See what it is that I need to do to improve my life. Everything we've learned this year, and applying it in our lives, applying it in the way we make decisions. Are we were we being more bold? Were we being courageous? Because this year it taught us how we need to change, how we need to change innerly, personally, and this making you gentle, but making you more bold, making you make decisions, and know that, you know, your life needs to move, you need to grow, you need to show that you are bearing fruit. Once you start adapting, it becomes a habit, and you start doing it every day. So to do something that will attract people to the group, because they can see the change that it's made in your life. So you share what God has done in your life, and it's the most important. It has changed me as a person.